what in essence do you think is necessary to succeed internationally? Also, any advice or messages to the younger generation who'd like to work and pursue a career in the future in this industry?
Well, it's important to have a real, what we call a burning desire, a flame where you really want to do it. Sometimes I see parents taking their kids to lessons. The kids are just there because their mom and dad want them there. It's not their decision, it's someone else's decision. For me, no one could stop me. I wanted to play no matter what. Even though I had people in my home, my grandmother, who didn't like rock and roll, and she didn't want me playing it, but I did anyway. I went forward. So you really need to have a burning desire. And there's no minimum age. You can start at 2 or 3 years old to start to play and start to listen to music and understand it. And also, there's no age limit on the other side. If you're 50 years old and you still have never played, you can still get a guitar and learn some of your favorite songs, and sit down at a piano and learn to play. Get a little drum kit. Get a bass. Bass is easy to start as a musician. So I encourage people, no matter what age they are, to play music. Right. It's a great thing for yourself. Play. It's like learning another language, but you're learning a language that everyone understands. It's a wonderful thing. For example, I've had so many great experiences in your country, in Japan, and I wouldn't have had them if I wasn't a musician. I probably would have never gone there. And now I have incredible friendships and enlightening cultural moments and amazing experiences with the Japanese culture and culture with countries all over the world, in France and Germany and Italy and in Russia and Brazil and Argentina. All that came from music. So I encourage people to start young. There's no minimum age. And I began, like I said, when I was about 12, and I'm still learning. There's still much to learn. The adventure never ends. That's a good thing.
Right, fantastic, wonderful. Thank you very much for the encouraging message. And then for your career going on, current and future activities are you currently working on that you can share with us?
Yeah, I had a band back in 1985 called Talus, and that was my main band that I played in Buffalo, New York with since 1971 or 2. And I left the band in 1985 to join David Lee Roth. And I left them with the band. They got a different bass player and they tried some things, but it never worked, so it fell apart. Sorry to say. So recently we got together and decided to do a show back in 2017. And it was so much fun, we said, well, let's go back and record all the songs that we had back in 1985 before I left. And we thought, well, we can do it 2 ways. We can rewrite the songs and bring them up to date and modernize them. Or I said, let's do them just like we did in 1985. Let's be a time machine and go back there. So Talus did a brand new record. And it's mixed now to be coming out very soon. Sadly, our lead singer, Mr. Phil Narrow, was a wonderful man and an incredible singer. When we were doing the record, he had a big health problem, and he managed to sing everything great. But when the record was done, he started to do not so good. So sadly, Phil passed away not long after he was finished singing the record. So as joyful as we are to have come together to make this record, we're very sad to have lost our singer, Phil. And we want to make this record a dedication to him and his life. And so we did a very, very careful mix, make sure his voice sounds great. And the rest of us, we played our very, very best. So the new Talus record will be coming out in a couple of months. That's very important for all of us because of Phil's memory. Then on another front, the Winery Dogs are working on a new record, and I just heard one of the first songs last night with some of Richie's vocals, and we love it. It's great. I'm so excited about that. Sons of Apollo, we're kind of on hold, waiting to maybe finish a little bit more tour. Mr. Big has no plans at this time, but we're still in touch with each other, and we're all good friends. We hope someday we can play again, but we're not sure. But the new Talus record, the new Winery Dogs record, I'm very excited about both of them.
Sounds like there are a lot of going on, so we're looking forward to seeing all of them, you know?
Yeah, it's been a busy time, and I record here in my home studio. People send me tracks from around the world, like YOYOKA did when I played with her, when she played drums with me on the Mr. Big song. So I do that with many people around the world, and we've done over 350 songs since the pandemic started. So that's a lot of music.
Wow, that's fantastic, fantastic. So one last question. The title of the show is Creative World. So what does the word creative mean to you?
Well, creative is an amazing process that human beings do. I guess some animals, they get creative too sometimes, and they got to figure things out. You see them. But the human spirit and the human ingenuity and creative power is amazing. One of the great ways to really build that and to strengthen it are the arts. Music is the greatest art. A famous philosopher, Schopenhauer, spelled out very many times why music is the greatest art. And it really is. Music is a universal. It's alive. It can be done by anyone. And you can be a supreme expert or an absolute beginner and still have an amazing experience with music. So creativity within music. Once a person picks up a guitar or a bass or a trumpet or a piano or drums or a violin, you'll see the creative process begin right away because they have to figure things out. They have to know what are all these lines, what are these strings, what are they? They must create with them right away. And from the moment a person picks up an instrument, they start creating. Now you create also, there's ways to become a better creator, imitate those who came before you. Many great artists imitate other artists they're great painters, sculptors, composers, musicians, poets. They imitate a lot of the artists that came before them. And it's good for them to understand how that art works. With musicians, you play in a band, you play cover tunes. You learn a lot. And that helps your creativity, gives you a foundation for which to build on and now create your own ideas. Just to start and try to be only your own original ideas without understanding what came before you can be very difficult. Maybe some can do it. I don't know many who have. The Beatles, they were a cover band in Frankfurt, in Germany, in Hamburg, Germany, sorry. Van Halen was a cover band. AC/DC was a cover band. I played in cover bands. Almost every musician I know learned so much from those who came before them. So you can really help to improve your creativity by learning all kinds of music. And eventually it will become your own. And it's just like a language. When you're a little kid, you imitate your mom and dad, your brothers and sisters, and your friends. You imitate how they speak and the words they use until eventually you get to an age where you have something to say and you have an idea and you can think of ways to express yourself. Same thing, and a musical instrument used as a creative tool is an incredible, wonderful device, and I think it brings a lot of joy to the world.
That's great. So lastly, could you play the bass a little bit for us, please?
A little bit. It's my Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Made in Japan.
Right.
Yamaha makes an amazing bass, and they've done it for me for over 30 years now, and I'm very indebted to that wonderful company for taking very good care of me, and their basses are beautiful.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Peter, for joining us today. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, and wishing you all the best. I'm not sure when I'll get to Japan again. I miss it very, very, very much. I love Japan, and I've been there almost 70 times. And I miss the people of Japan, my friends there, the food, and the amazing culture. So I hope I get back to Japan very, very soon.
That's great. We're looking forward to seeing you again.
Great, wonderful.
Thank you.
All right. Arigato.
Arigato. We hope you enjoy the show. We will continue to introduce successful people from various fields, as well as supporting young up-and-coming talents who are passionate and dedicated to advancing their careers in their industries. Don't forget to tune in. Until then, you have a wonderful week. See you next time.
Hello, I'm Koji from Libra. Happy New Year, everyone. See you next week. Bye.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So, Doug, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, and our guest from next episode is YOYOKA. So, play music.
For details, please visit our Facebook and Instagram at CWTV Hollywood. You can watch all our episodes on YouTube at TC Studio 3.